Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this does not work without you guys. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up the football gods. Wake up, guys. All right, this is not going to be pretty. Um, I was working in my workshop, and while we were working, making some of the racks and stuff. Shout out to all you people that have ordered some. We're working on them and things. And I love doing live streams in my workshop and stuff. And news came through. Somebody had said Zeke Elliott's no longer the highest paid running back. And I was kind of like, the fuck? I'm like, who's paying a running back these days? I said, after what's happened with Todd Gurley and the Chargers running back and things, and seeing, that running backs aren't getting the value that they're paying, and the big contract that Zeke, and even Zeke's numbers, we're going to talk about this tonight because, we talk about Dak Prescott, not just getting padded stats when, we're playing bad teams. Where do you see the numbers I've come up from Zeke Elliott? Zeke don't show up in big games, but we'll talk about tonight during our live stream. But word came through that Christian McCaffrey had signed a $64 million deal for 4 years. Now Zeke Elliott's got $90 million, and I forgot what the guaranteed amount is on it, but basically we got to hold on to Zeke for another 3 years before we can let him go without any pain. I don't know what the guaranteed money is on him. Some people said that it was 10 million for a signing bonus and 17 million, guaranteed or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have those numbers. I've been searching for it. But I hadn't thought about it till, while I was doing the live stream that Law Nation, shout out to Nothing But the Best. He called me during the live stream, and wow, the wind blew my umbrella down. I got to straighten that out. He called me during my live stream, and he's like, you know about Christian McCaffrey. He said, we got to talk about this. And I was like, yeah. I said, he just got an extension. I said, he's, technically got more per year than Zeke Elliott. I said, but I got to see what the guaranteed money is, because that's all that really matters. They could go through and they could say, Mark Holmes, we're going to sign you as a Dallas Cowboy quarterback to a $160 million contract. We're only going to guarantee $5 though. And I could go to training camp and get cut the first day, and all they paid me is $5. But technically, it would be a $40 million contract. Doesn't mean they're going to pay $40 million a year or any of that money other than the guaranteed money. You see what I'm saying? But the thing that I hadn't even thought about originally that Law brought it up was like, it's amazing that he becomes the highest paid running back, and we didn't know what was coming. We didn't hear about any negotiations of how much he wants per year. We didn't hear how the team said, we can't pay you because, we need money for other people. That they didn't negotiate any of this in the public eye. That there was no conversation. In fact, I didn't know this was coming. Did you know this was coming? They just went ahead and did it. They didn't run the player through the ringer. They didn't make the player look like a bad guy and being greedy or not being a team player. And what they have now is they got a guy who's feeling good about himself. A guy who now is looking at virtual OTAs and thinking about, I want to be the best player I can be on the field. The team believes in me. I'm going to go ahead and show them that they paid me money that was well spent. That he's not going to show up or wait to get his shoulder worked on. You know what I mean? Because he's in the middle of contract negotiations. That he's not going to have to hold out and just work out on the beaches of Cabo. That he is going to have his mind and his body ready to play. And this got me thinking in general, and I don't want to say this, but as we look at the Dallas Cowboys, you have to look at it and say that the Carolina Panthers are a better run organization. And you're probably going, what are you talking about? You know what? I got to say, Carolina, they are more proactive than reactive. They don't wait to get the job done. They just do it. They don't go through and put their business all out in the streets. When they decided we're done with Cam Newton, there wasn't where we heard about a team meeting. We didn't see tweets out there about, that we're going to offer Cam Newton a, reduction in salary and that he's going to take it, and Cam Newton's out there tweeting about it. They just did it. And when you think about this is what it just literally, I went from 0 to 60 with this. When you think about the Dallas Cowboys, which has been in existence since 1960 and had an incredible run where we have been to 8 Super Bowls, 5 championships, where we have Hall of Fame players and things. You think about what happened in the 90s, that it was just like lightning in a bottle. And it seemed like they were destined to continue to be America's team in that fashion of we do our talking on the field. That's what made us great, was we performed on the field, to now the glitz and glamour that is the reality show that the Dallas Cowboys are, where it's not necessarily about winning as it is about being the toast of the town, the talk. Because think about this. In 1995, we won the Super Bowl. The last time, 3 and 4 years, where we had a coach in an organization that seemed like it was on the cusp of just dominating for years to come. But we ended up messing it up by letting Jimmy Johnson go. And getting Barry Switzer, who we won the Super Bowl not because of, but in spite of. It was 1995 that the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers became teams. Think about that. The last year we won a Super Bowl, that was the first year of the Carolina Panthers. And in 8 years, they went to the Super Bowl with John Fox. They lost to the team that is now, of course, the dynasty that was New England. The amazing thing is they had Seifert as a coach from the 49ers, a Super Bowl winning coach. They fired him on an expansion team because he was not getting the job done, and they brought in John Fox, who within 3 years took them to a Super Bowl. Think about that. We were the Dallas Cowboys that were living off of the players that won us our past Super Bowls. And just thinking that, well, we're just a player or two away. If we had a player here, or we get, this guy to play a little longer, we'll be okay. We brought in yes men coaches where they were bringing in former Super Bowl coaches. And when they didn't do the job, they didn't wait. They fired him. They got John Fox, who took him to the Super Bowl. John Fox, team wasn't doing that good. They said, you know what, buddy, we appreciate you taking this team to a Super Bowl, getting us close in one of the most thrilling Super Bowl games ever. But you got to get up out of here. You're not getting the job done. And they brought in Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera, defensive guy. They take Cam Newton, get him to become player of the year, offensive player of the year. They take him to a Super Bowl. They don't win it. But now they've gone to 2 Super Bowls. While the Dallas Cowboys were still living off of the 90s Super Bowls. An expansion team. That Super Bowl that they went to was just 4 years ago. Ron, we appreciate what you've done. But you know what? It's not good enough. We're going to go in another direction. I don't know if it'll work or not, but they're not satisfied with the status quo. They're not satisfied for 10 years like they were with Jason Garrett, knowing that he had issues, knowing that he was not the guy that could lead the team. They got rid of Super Bowl winning coaches. They got rid of coaches who went and took a team that was an expansion team to the Super Bowl. They took risk. They wouldn't settle like the Dallas Cowboys did with Jason Garrett. They don't bullshit around when it comes to time to pay players. They just get it done. They don't put their dirty laundry out for the public to air and debate. They're about winning football. There's no guarantee that any of the moves that they make are going to work. They just do it. They don't discuss it. They don't put it out there for everybody to make them a laughingstock. They take care of their players. Or they move on so they can do something elsewhere. They are trying to win and doing it the right way. And as you look at it right now, you got to say, the Carolina Panthers are being run better than we are. They're proactive instead of reactive. They are taking care of the team. They're putting the team first and what happens on the field first. They're not a big market team like the Dallas Cowboys. They don't get all of the love and the respect that the Dallas Cowboys get. They go out there and they earn it the old-fashioned way. They're about business. The Dallas Cowboys, it doesn't matter what they do. They're going to be talked about. We can't have a dinner party without being the toast of the town. Or, excuse me, should I say being vilified. Everything we do is talked about and makes money for the Cowboys. The Panthers, they just go out. And you look at the results. Hate to say it, Cowboys fans. Carolina has been to 2 Super Bowls. They've won multiple playoff games. They don't get satisfied in keeping the same coach that's not doing shit for 10 years. And the Dallas Cowboys could take a lesson from them. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, that just kind of pissed me off today. Tune in tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, because I'm going to go off. I'll see you soon.